Yo, 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 welcome back to the No Cut Sports Podcast with your host, Now Frazier. And today we got a few things we need to talk about, but before we get started, could you please like, comment, and subscribe to always catch this vibe, man? Y'all already know. So, a few things we want to talk about, but before I get started, we recently, I know some of y'all have been here, but recently I've started a joint podcast with Bet on Yourself Sports, Reggie Barnes, and we just did our third episode the other day, and I want y'all to, if you could, just go watch that. Give us some tips. I'm still getting used to this as well myself. So, but if you got anything for us, give us some tips for the Mean Green podcast. Some things you want us to talk about. Some things you want to hear about. And all that good stuff. And then also, if you could, so go subscribe to my man Reginald Barnes. Bet on Yourself Sports. I'll tag him in my description. But stay tuned for our next episode. It should be coming soon. I know our schedules have been a little out of whack. He has some things going on with his life and working and things. And also shout out to him too as well. Hopefully he passed his test today. My man asked for some prayers, on his test so he can get his promotion on his job. Because this is just a hobby for most of us. We just get on here and talk, football and the Eagles because it's a passion of ours, and we do our regular day lives, or you got to go to work and you got to do what we got to do. So shout out to Mr. Reggie. Hopefully, he had a successful test today. So I just wanted to get that out there. But with that being said, man, let's roll into a few of the topics I had for today. It's not too much. I think the first thing we could talk about is the linebacker from the Eagles getting caught. Terrell, I can't remember my man's name, but first, though, I to be honest, I didn't even know main man was even on the team, man. To be honest with you, I'm gonna just get that out. I'm gonna be all the way real. I can't be fake with y'all. I forgot my man was on the team, so no disrespect to him, but a little bit about his story. I'm not gonna post the video, but he was trying to have a good time with two young ladies in a hotel room, and pretty much ended up running off on the plug. So they had video footage of him getting chased down the hall by one of the young ladies, and just not a good look, man. Especially with this off season, we don't need no type of distractions, no type of anything like that. As y'all can see, Kansas City's been going through it like nonstop out there, and we do not even need to remotely start nothing like that. So I don't know what this means for his position on the team. Who knows? But we're gonna just keep it moving, man. So. Like I said, I don't want to hold y'all too long, so let me just get through a few of these topics that I have for y'all today. It's a slow off season, so I'm gonna just give you what I can. I'm also probably gonna revisit a few things too, with some of my upcoming videos, talk about some of the press conferences and things like that, and my viewpoint on that as well. But the next thing I did want to talk about was the Eagles training camp was released recently. The date for it, at least, they'll be starting July 23rd. And then I have the open practice, which I was in attendance for last year, August the 1st at 6:30 at the link. I would like to say that if you do have a smaller family, or you got younger kids, and they never got a chance to go to the link, or I know tickets cost a lot for the regular season games, but this would be a great thing to take your children to. It was a nice environment. We had a good me and my lady had a good time last year. I'm still not that big yet, but like last year when I had just started my channel, so, I was sitting there I was like, oh, if anybody there, meet up with me, but, if y'all see me there, I don't know if I'm going yet, but, if y'all see me there, stop by, say what's up, maybe grab a drink or something like that, but if y'all see me, just say what's up, it is what it is, man. I ain't one of them weirdo bulls, so, yeah, man, but that's coming. And now I'm thinking I might really go because I ain't been back to Link since then. So I'm trying to catch a game this year. I'm trying to I know I'm getting off topic already, but I'm trying to do a couple of home games, and then I want to go see Baltimore. The Eagles play Baltimore too as well, so we'll see how that goes. But let's move on to our next topic with James Bradberry. There's been talks about him being linked to the Atlanta Falcons. And the Atlanta Falcons, I ain't gonna lie, man, they're an upcoming team, man. Might be a sleeper team for the what are the AFC if I'm not mistaken, and are they AFC? Ain't my team, so I don't even care, to be honest with you. My thing is this: the Atlanta Falcons, they're an upcoming team. They went out here and got Kirk Cousins and ended up drafting Michael Penix, which was we ain't gonna get into all that, but it is what it is. So they're an upcoming team, man. They do got some decent players on their squad. I guess they're looking to add James Bradberry, but I think that's probably. I haven't heard James Bradberry being linked to anybody else. That might be our best bet, but I don't know how much we're going to get for James Bradberry at this point in time. With all the information that's come out, the abductor injury, him getting crazily enough, he's getting hurt on his first or second rep of doing, whatever he was doing out there. And I guess that kind of fell to the wayside because I kind of thought when Nick Sirianni came out, if you remember, I said he came out and he said that they're going to be moving him or have him take snaps at the safety role, which could also just be a versatility thing because of the defense that Vic Fangio runs. But I thought more or less it was just they thought he lost a step. And, you got to be fast to play safety, but not as fast to be playing corner. So hopefully, I don't know, man. Like I said, there's no bad blood with James Bradberry. It's just that last year's performance was not what we were looking for. And it's sad to say because 2022, man, it was like a complete 180, man. He looked like two different people from year to year. So, but I also wanted to throw this out there too, and y'all tell me if I'm tripping. If y'all watch the Mean Green podcast, right, the first episode, I said it in there. Well, how do y'all feel if the Eagles try and trade Darius Slay this offseason or, sometime before the trade deadline during the season? Because I know people keep talking about this veteran presence on the team and things like that, which I do understand is very important because it's like another form of coaching, holding players accountable and things like that. That been, you've been through that situation as a player. Now you're just an older player, and you gonna give the game to the young players like you're supposed to give it to them. But my thing is with this Bradberry situation, you might not really get too much, but if you package Darius Slay up, and I'm not saying this is they're going to do this, but Darius Slay he's an old football player, you know what I mean? He's about 33, 34, and but he's still got some game to him, and I feel like he would be a better value to a team than James Bradberry. But and then also with the addition of bringing in you out here, you go draft a Quinyon Mitchell, you go out here, go grab Cooper DeJean who can play all over the field. It's making it hard to figure out what players are going to stay in the cornerback room and what players are going to leave. We don't really talk about Sean Stevens too much. We didn't really talk about Tyler Hall too much in the OTAs and minicamp. But even Isaiah Rodgers. So my thing is this: you got to remember Isaiah Rodgers was in the league for a little bit before he had his little incident with the gambling and things like that. So people talking about this veteran presence on the team. I mean, if the signs point to Isaiah Rodgers is going to be playing alongside Darius Slay, where they figure that he is the veteran that they need to have on this team, I can see them moving on from James Bradberry sometime this year. Because the whole thing with this defense is you need players that are fast and you need players that are intelligent. And the older you get, you start to lose a step here and there, and you don't want that to become a liability thing, and during the season. So that's just something I thought about. It's no disrespect to Darius Slay, but that's just the business of the NFL. So it could be a possibility. That's all I'm saying. So moving on, man. I also wanted to talk a little bit about that Nick Sirianni thing. I know I spoke about it in one of my other videos, but the Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts issues. They said that some people in the front office or in the organization really didn't like how Jalen Hurts was or how he responded to this. And I don't even want to. I really don't even want to talk about this, but. The Eagles, and I said this before, I feel like it's more of I said it. It was more of an organizational thing because they want Jalen to be a certain way. They want Nick Sirianni to be a certain way, and it don't work like that. I'm not sitting there saying that Nick is mad at or Jalen's mad at Nick Sirianni or vice versa, but the two of these, you got to think, the two of these guys been together the last 3 years. I've never heard Jalen say nothing really bad about Nick Sirianni. At the end of the season, when they had asked him, they were like, so how do you feel about – I can't remember the exact words, but they were pretty much saying, like, that you think Nick is getting fired next year. And he was like, I didn't think Nick was going anywhere, Jalen Hurts said. So my thing is I understand – I don't understand it fully, but I know what the media is trying to do. Like I said, it's a slow offseason. You need a narrative. You need a narrative to push. But this is not the narrative to push, bro. It's really not, because at the end of the day, or maybe it is, because my thing is, when we won the Super Bowl, they was talking crazy. We went to the Super Bowl, they was talking crazy about us then. So I mean, maybe they need to talk crazy about us now to get a little fuel, fuel to our fire. Excuse me. So It is what it is. But I just don't like the simple fact that they're trying to pin the coach. You know what I mean? Especially with the situation that we just had with the landslide. What's the price? Coaching issues, yeah, and then a combination of coaching and players and stuff like that. But I don't think it's as big of a problem as people are making it seem. I do remember they did say that Jalen must have went to Coach Sirianni and he wanted some hot routes and things like that, and they kind of ignored him and all that good stuff. So maybe that got something to do with it. I couldn't tell you, but I don't really think it's as bad as people are making it seem, man. I think Jalen wants to just get some consistency with his offense. Just so he can, because if you remember when he had Shane Steichen from year one in the Super Bowl year, he got better, and ever since then they've been bringing in a new coordinator, and he's been learning the scheme. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, but you want to get some consistency with your quarterback, especially your franchise quarterback. So I think that's all Jalen's really asking for. When he had asked him about Nick Sirianni, I didn't think he said anything wrong. I just thought he tried to spin the reporters because the reporters were baiting him into saying something, and then him even saying what he said, he still spent it and made it seem like there's something wrong with him. So I don't think anything's going on there, man. I know AJ Brown, he posted Nick Sirianni for his birthday and wished him a happy birthday. And also something else too, like I don't think these players would resign here if they thought that Nick Sirianni wasn't a decent enough coach. Even Fletcher Cox came out and said, that's our coach, man. Like you're a clown. It was that Jeff McClain he called a clown. So, and I think Jeff McClain came out with this report now that I'm thinking about it. So, yeah, man. So it's just something to create, a narrative to get people talking, like me, of course, or any other content creators or WIP, whatever the case may be. But I mean, men have issues. People go through things, man. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing is 100%. And for them to be, making this more than what it is, it's like, bro, I don't understand Philadelphia media. It's like you get a squad like we do. You know what I'm saying? We went out here and got Saquon and some other players trying to stack this team up, and then what we did in the draft, and then we still trying to find some. And I understand because of last year, but we're still trying to find a way to tear these guys down instead of getting behind them. Like let's try and get behind these guys, the younger dudes. Let's try and get behind Jalen Hurts and let's show them. At least I always will. You already know. You know what I'm saying? I got my joint on, so it is what it is. But let's get behind that team and show them that we care, man. Because it's crazy. Like all this stuff coming out. I know, like I said, they got a job to do, but let's do a better job. All right, you know what I mean? So, and we're gonna move on to the next topic. I'm already feeling myself getting mad, but the last topic I do have is Brandon Aiyuk. Now, if you remember, some of y'all, I know y'all knew, but when I first started this, I did a little thing. It's called The Other Side of the Game, and talk about just when players don't get like look at Devin White last year, ended up coming to the Philadelphia Eagles, but you get situations with players where they're not getting paid, right? Or they want to get paid and they want to get paid a certain amount of money, or they feel like they're better, a better player, or they deserve money, as if they were like a better player. And I'm not saying this in Brandon Aiyuk's case, but it's just in general. But Brandon Aiyuk he posted a video. I don't know if it was a vlog, whatever the case may be. But he's talking. Is it Jaden Daniels? I want to say, of the Commanders, the quarterback that they just drafted, and he said that the 49ers don't want him. And I'm like, dang, that's crazy, because my thing is this. Now the 49ers did, sign Jennings, which is, I don't think he's nowhere near Brandon Aiyuk. But they signed Jennings. They ended up giving Christian McCaffrey their money. I think they drafted 2 wide receivers, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. So the writing was kind of on the wall. And then they paid Debo some years back, and he really ain't paying out, I guess, the way that they wanted him to. But that's gonna create a problem. And I seen that PFF had the Niners winning the NFC. And I'm like, I don't think that's happening this year. No disrespect, but I don't see that happening. If this continues on in the season, they don't move him, and then even Debo Samuels, I think, might be a little question mark too, because it's like, he, like in the Super Bowl, he really didn't contribute, and they went to him more than they went to Brandon Aiyuk. So it's like, and he couldn't get off on nothing. So there's gonna be some things. There's gonna be some things come this season. Also seen that T. Higgins signed his franchise 5th option. But they said there's no talks about a long-term deal no time soon, so that's going to be another problem. That's another team. I know we probably won't see the 49ers unless we get to the NFC Championship game, and if they make it too as well. But I know the Cincinnati Bengals we will see this year on our schedule. And people keep talking about, and I understand why they're saying it, but they're like, Joe Burrow, and they're a good team, a good quarterback, and I understand that. But Joe Burrow's been dealing with injury after injury after injury. I think it's like one season that he played where I think he played almost a full season, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me, that's not my team. But my thing is this: Joe Burrow is a good quarterback, but I watched the interview with him the other night, and I'm just not seeing that confidence there yet with his throwing. Like, he's throwing the ball, but it's like I don't see the confidence there, and I feel like that could play a part on top of the T. Higgins situation, and then Jamar Chase got to get paid. So a lot of things going on with a lot of different teams, but I thought those two things I did see. And then also, I should have said this when I was talking about Nick Sirianni. The Green Light podcast, right, had Sean McVay on there, and when he was talking about his downfall that season of when he went 5-7 or something like that. I can't remember what the exact record was, right? And how he wanted to retire and step away from the game. And it just made me think about Nick Sirianni in the year he just recently had, where he's he's on. I'm gonna keep it a beam, man. He's kind of on the hot seat because how the season ended last year, and then he was part of the hiring Sean Desai and bringing BJ up to be the offensive coordinator, and then it all falling apart. And I know Sean McVay just spoke to the fact about him losing his way during that 2022 season, and I feel as though that Nick Sirianni, like let's keep it a buck, he kind of lost his way this past season. A lot of things was going on and stuff like that, but I do think, and it's crazy to say, but I really do think the players really like Nick, man. I just think Nick got to prove, you know what I mean? Like, all right. Same thing like how Howie, I always say Howie overcorrects if he makes a mistake. We have to see how Nick is going to handle us coming into this season, because we know he's going to be the head coach. He's going to be the head coach this year, and I got no problem with that. As long as he's not really interfering with the offense, I'm cool with it. But my thing is this: let Kellen Moore and Doug Newsommeyer, I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but let them do what they need to do with Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Get him to where he need to be, this offense where he need to be. Let him just oversee everything. If he can do that, I'm cool with that, man. But I do think he holds players very, accountable to different things. I think he looks, I think he is a good coach, but when it comes to that play calling portion of it, I feel like, just a little bit more, of course, learn if he can, but my thing is don't have him calling the plays, man. Just have him, do what he do. So with that being said, man, I want to wrap this up. I didn't want to hold y'all too long. Like I said, if there's anything y'all want me to talk about, like I said, it's the off season. It's kind of slow. I probably will be revisiting some of the clips from the press conference, trying to break some stuff down, give y'all my viewpoint on it. And like I said, if there's anything y'all think I can do new, just let me know. I'm also thinking about doing another giveaway after, I want to say like 500 subscribers. So I probably got a little bit to get to there. But maybe this time do like a hat or a T-shirt, or maybe the combination of the both. And and go from there. But I'll let y'all know more about that when I do get to that. But so far so good, man. I'm just trying to grow my channel. I've been watching videos about how to grow my channel. You might see some different style videos, I would say, because I'm trying to catch the engagement of the viewers and things like that earlier in the video. So if y'all got anything for me, man, just leave it down there in the comments. I'm trying to get better at doing what I'm doing, and really would appreciate any feedback you do have for me. So with that being said, man, it's Now from the No Cut Sports Podcast. I appreciate y'all watching, and remember, go Birds. I'ma holler at y'all, man. Y'all be safe.